Now have the videotape. See the president coming out now. We just have to watch. I don't know whether we can hear this or not. There's shots. God.
Good morning. I'm the Mission Analytics Executor, or me. Please hold any and all questions until the completion of the briefing. Today's mission will consist of two primary targets. Target 1 is the hostile garrison at Playa de Gorce. Target 2 is men around Ivodi Airfield directly north of Target 1. There is also a secondary objective consisting of an interview from Service Member Everett. In order to safely execute both targets, the mission will be divided into 3 teams. Team 1 will be a escort package consisting of 1 spaceman and Team 2 will be a strike package consisting of 2 Balby. Team 3 will be a wax overlord operating the E-2D Hawkeye from USS John C. Stennis. Due to recent activity, a hazard notice has been placed on the eastern coastline. 3 air bases housing large numbers of fighter aircraft have caused the area to be known as Magali. Target 2 is also suspected to be housing an advanced fighter prototype known as the MiG-28. Pentagon analysts had assumed the prototype was delayed due to issues with fuel tank pressurization. However, this is clearly not the case. Upon completion of pre-flight checks, Team 3 will launch from the carrier and begin its search pattern. Team 1 will then launch and regroup with Team 2 over Kubolti Airfield. Teams 1 and 2 will then fly formation north towards Target 1. Due to previously mentioned hazard notice, it is recommended to keep a low altitude while passing through the mountain range to the north. There are also significant air defense systems at Target 1 that require it to be eliminated prior to moving on to Target 2. During transit times, 1 and 2 will be conducting an interview of Service Member Everett. Background qualifications include service on USS Lincoln during its extended deployment, an extensive cosplay background, completion of ITSN school and training at San Diego Training Center. This briefing portion has concluded. Please direct any and all questions to your squadron leader.
Nobody cared.
I've only had one instance in C school, and I was like, I'm in the fleet. I don't know. I had just come from deployment, so I didn't know where like half of my black socks were. So of course, like that day, I was like, you know what? They never check our socks during uniform inspection.
And the one day they check your socks.
Yes.
What is the chance of that? Do they have like X-ray vision? They just like look at your boots and see inside the color of socks you're wearing?
No, like I had to. We have to pull up our pant leg and like. Like they were off gray, but they weren't black. So they were like, it's not black.
It's kind of nitpicky, but
well, that's the thing with miserable C school instructors.
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay, jumping right back in. What's up, everyone? I'm Spaceman.
And this is Balby.
And today we're here with our special guest, coming straight from the USS Lincoln. It's ITSN Everett.
Hey, what's up?
And there's Team 3 just taking off, so Guardian flight clear for departure. I'm not actually departing right now, I'm just giving us clearance.
Right. I'm just configuring up my weapons so everything's ready to go. It's kind of weird. I never have anything on Station 6 here. It's always empty.
Which one's Station 6?
The middle, the fuselage. Where you normally have a drop. You normally have a drop tank.
Yeah, and the only thing we can't put in is a drop tank, and we don't really.
No, you can put bombs in there too. You can put like a GBU 31 in there. You can put a rack of Mark 82s in there. Apparently, I found the Wikipedia rates the top speed of the A-10, but it gives it in terms of a load of 18 Mark 82s on the wings. So So it's like, yeah, here's the top speed, except it's a bomb load.
I'm gonna double check real quick, make sure the Everett, do you have a? Can you see my stream? Or?
No, I can't.
Okay.
There we go.
There we go. I'm not, because I don't see blast effect, blast deflector. Are you kidding me? Am I too far forward?
See, this is where you want thrust reversers.
Or at least a single AB actually doing their job.
Because they can just push you back, right? Or move the catapult to
they
hook onto
could
you.
push me back, but they could tell me where I am in relation to the catapult.
Oh.
It would make my job infinitely easier than guessing.
This is why you have F2 view. Even that is cheating, kind of.
Yeah, but I shouldn't have to use it, that's the problem.
Yeah.
That's why I needed Super Carrier to come out on the 15th!
Technically nobody in real life, none of them have F2 view anyways. They just look out the window and ask an AB if it's hooked up or not, you know?
Just using the throw marker off to my side.
That probably helps too.
Yeah.
Actually, like, what if they had markers on the deck so you know where your wheel's supposed to be lined up or something like that?
They probably do.
I've never been on an actual carrier, so I don't know either.
On the party.
Roger.
Gotta love that catapult.
Flying the A4 off the carrier was kind of bad. It would just refuse to hook up to the catapult. It completely refused. It was... Yeah, we did. Remember that day? We were where I was flying the A4.
I thought you said the A10.
Why would I fly it?
I don't know. You've tried dumber stuff.
I mean, if it had a connection for the catapult, it would probably still like not be able to, because the airframe just isn't designed for that kind of stress. You know, when you've got a carrier-capable aircraft, it's designed to be dragged by the nose gear,
Right.
dragged by the tailhook to come to a stop and start.
We're gonna try this again because the first time DCS crashed, but obviously we did bring a carrier sailor onto the show to not talk about the aircraft carriers. So, Everett, you were on board the Lincoln for its legendary extended deployment that took, I believe, over a year.
1-2 departing.
It was 10 months.
Roger.
10 months in total.
10 months? So
Yes.
what was that like? Kind of put us into the mindset here.
So I joined the deployment. So the original carrier deployment started on April 1st, which is ironic considering we got extended so many times, and we called it the worst April Fool's joke ever.
Oh, that is good.
I joined in July, so I graduated
Okay, we're on.
in June. Oh yeah?
There's traffic, A10, 12 o'clock, 1 mile,
so I
target,
joined
1 mile. We locked the friendly.
Obnoxious.
Yeah, no. So I have joined in July.
I'm gonna need you to speak up
after
just a
finishing
little bit.
school.
It's getting hard to hear you over all the bullshit.
Yeah, no problem. So joined in July. Flew on the ship on C2 pod, which was really freaking cool. And then got straight to work. Within a week, we pulled into Oman. The ship had pulled into Oman previously, about 3 times. Before that, they were in Rome, Spain. And then we pulled into Bahrain on Thanksgiving, or around Thanksgiving time. And Hawaii in January.
That's a buddy. You spiked a friendly. You spiked a friendly. Watch it.
But
Friendly.
during that
You spiked a friendly. We locked the buddy. We've locked the friendly.
At first it was like a month, and then it was another 2 weeks, and they kept extending us 2 weeks. And finally, I don't know whether it was, I think it was the admiral of that strike group, or that AOR said, we're just going to extend you indefinitely.
That's
So-
not good.
Yeah, they started, saying, we can't keep doing this too because the morale of the crew was just dipping to an all-time low, obviously. But yeah, it was it was something that some 20-year chiefs were like, I have never in my whole entire career been on a deployment like this.
I'd like to note that it actually did make the news as being the longest since the Vietnam War, which at least it broke some records.
Right, and it was crazy because we obviously there's no Wi-Fi on ships.
Right.
You know, I have access to a computer every single day just because of the nature of my job. So I was able to look at
Switching
the
to
news and
2.2.
see what people were saying, but I mean, I never knew what was actually going on at home. It was really hard sometimes to get news, so I'd often have to get it on Facebook. At one point, our ship store ran out of supplies, or was starting to run low on supplies, and it was the quality of life was dipping as well. And of course, you have like 6,000 people. You have ship's company makes up about half of it, and then the squadrons make up the other half. So you have to cater to 6,000 people, and it just wasn't happening just because of the nature of our AOR. It was very active at the time. At the time, tensions as I ran were very, I guess you could say, strained. So we were doing flight ops every single day, every single night, non-stop. We had guys in aviation working 16 to 20-hour days. So all in all, it definitely took a toll on our crew and the morale itself, and especially getting extended through the holidays and not being able to tell our families at home when we were coming home was extremely rough.
So there was no communication during that period. It was just were there at least times when you were able to get letters or messages out?
So yeah, I mean, we have access to Facebook on ships, Google Hangouts and stuff like that. I'm lucky, I get a computer all the time. Like, my job, I would never go without a computer. But we have guys, like I said, 16-hour days on the flight deck. You know, they can't talk to their families. And from what I saw on some of the moms groups and stuff like that, they were extremely worried about their sailors because they were saying, you know, my son's here, I don't know if I haven't talked to him in 2 months, 3 months. But that was just the nature of the deployment. You know, those guys could not talk. They were constantly working, constantly facilitating flight ops.
That's wild. Was there ever a period of time where you like look back and like thought that it was at least all for something? Because, you know, obviously being in Iran, tensions firing up, I know there was a point in time over at my base we thought like this is it, we're going to war.
Yeah, definitely. And that's about when the World War III memes started coming out and everything like that.
Yeah.
So obviously, like, you know, it's funny looking back on it now, but at the time, you know, we knew some stuff. Our captain had told us some of the stuff that was going on outside. So it was very real. And at one point, you know, so going through the Strait of Hormuz to get to Bahrain, you come extremely close to Iran. And the Strait of Hormuz is also the most trafficked strait for merchant ships. So getting a carrier through it is already a challenge. Getting the carrier through it when you have adversity on one side of the shore, that's another. So we were preparing for possible conflict, and you know, our captain was awesome. Our captain is awesome. He was like, listen, you know, we're going to prepare, we're going to practice like we fight. And so we were running GQ drills. And we ran quite a few, and we ran a surprise one on a Sunday, which we knew. So the thing about GQs on Sundays, nothing happens on a ship on a Sunday. You know, we have holiday routine, people go to their religious services. Sometimes we'll have brunch where the CSs will go all out on food and stuff like that. So Sundays are a time to relax. And they pulled the GQ on a Sunday, and a lot of people thought it was real. We had some people who were like, I think there was a girl in my locker who was really, really upset because she thought something was happening, and she couldn't tell her parents or anything. She's, obviously couldn't say, hey, this is what's going on. This is what's going on. So that was difficult for a lot of people. But yeah, that was probably the most emotionally taxing time, was like around Thanksgiving pulling into Halloween. But
sorry, Baldy was glitching out.
Yeah, no, it's all good.
So I know we were talking about the deployment, and it's obviously hard to find time for hobbies and stuff like that. So if I can kind of very poorly change the subject, even though, believe me, I love hearing about all of this. Cosplay. You're actually very popular on TikTok, I think, recently breaking 100,000 followers. And
oh god, not 100,000 followers.
What's the actual number?
Okay, I think it's like around 12,000, so it's not 100,000.
That's still good. Well, it's better than what we got.
I moved streaming platforms recently, so on that streaming platform, I'm under contract with the other one, so I can't say which streaming platform it was, but I was at 80,000 followers. That was my biggest following that I've had, specifically for cosplay. But yeah, I'm very big into it. Deployment, the only time I could cosplay was on Halloween, and that was pretty sick, I'm not gonna lie. But
what was your Halloween cosplay?
I did Chihiro from Spirited Away, which not many people knew what I was, and then my supervisor did Haku.
Your supervisor did who?
Haku, the dragon, the river spirit. So that was pretty cool. We had a lot of fun with that. It was really just kind of, not necessarily wind down, but
it's better than what you were usually doing.
Yeah. Oh yeah. The tempo changed that day for sure. There was basically no work done. We were scaring people on the mess deck to the spider that we strung up on the ceiling. Like, that's not what we were doing.
It's bad. It's bad when you have to resort to that.
Because we would get care packages and stuff like that, and they would have random decorations. So my friend, he found this spider in one of them, and we found some twine or something, and we strung it up on one of the JP5
watch
plates.
yourself. Dude, you almost hit me. Are you on the autopilot right now?
I'm gaining altitude. I just turned it off because we got the mountaintops we got to clear here. Pretty sure I was flying too low.
Yeah, just watch yourself. I'm sorry, Everett. You were saying?
You watch yourself then.
So yeah, we strung a spider up on the mess decks over one of the JP5 pipes, and kind of just dropped it. Every so I hit the string behind my back, or somebody else hit the string behind their back, and then as somebody's throwing away their food, because we have like little assembly lines of trash cans that you separate all your trash into, we would drop the spider on their face. We got some pretty good. We got some pretty good reactions. Why they thought that a spider was on a ship in the middle of the ocean in the Middle East beats me, but.
He was just hitching a ride, coming along.
I know the Marines talk about there's this really terrifying. I don't remember if it's in Afghanistan or Iraq, but camel spiders.
Yes. They are terrifying. I saw one in Oman. They're extremely terrifying. They're huge.
Yeah, as someone with arachnophobia, I would not be able to deal with that.
I'm not scared of spiders at all.
So I don't know if it was a camel spider. I just know it was a huge, humongous spider. And somebody said, oh, that's a camel spider. So I'm just gonna assume it was a camel spider. It was. I don't mind spiders, but that one just freaked me out. The fact that it could be that big.
Yeah. They get everywhere. Like, they'll burrow into your luggage.
Yeah. Oh yeah. They like hitching rides.
I just want to throw autopilot on it and forget about it, that's all.
Oh, okay, I see. Being lazy. Is that the Navy way?
Yes.
Yes.
Absolutely.
That's I got autopilot on again.
So, just out of curiosity, what's your favorite cosplay that you've done?
Gosh, probably Harley Quinn, just because I worked on it for years and years and years to perfect it. So when it was finally done and it looked as screen accurate, I think I could get it. I mean, obviously I could do a lot more with it, but as screen accurate as I could get it before doing the photo shoot and all that stuff, like, I was happy with it.
I remember I saw one of the TikTok videos, and you had the lip motion down to the point where I wasn't entirely convinced I wasn't watching the movie. So.
I don't know whether it was,
Watch it! Friendly! We've lost a friendly!
Suicide
Watch it, buddy!
I'm sorry, ignore my Rio.
You're good. I just finished Birds of Prey. That one was...
Okay, we gotta pull up here.
Okay.
It's a friendly! Watch it! Friendly! We lost a friendly!
Jester, shut up!
Buddy.
Holy fuck!
Jester.
Anyway.
I was gonna say, I just lost you entirely, but there you are.
Yeah, I see you.
So, now I'm gonna make a right here, a little bit more, and then we'll make left in that little kind of valley there.
Okay.
Between the mountain peaks.
Okay, so talking about toxic fans, obviously. And I know we discussed this earlier, so
April is Sexual Assault Prevention and Reporting Month, and one of the biggest places where this is an issue, not only in the Navy, but also at cosplay conventions. I know sexual harassment is a bit of an issue.
Yeah.
Why,
Definitely.
if I can try and oversimplify a very complex issue, what do you think are some of the reasons that it's so prevalent nowadays?
So, I mean, first I'll go into the military, why it's so prevalent in the military. Most of the military is made up of, and I'm sure you guys can attest to this, guys who just got out of high school.
Yeah, absolutely.
They've been living with their parents their entire life. This is their first time out of the house, and some of them do not know how to conduct themselves. Whether that was them just the way they were raised.
Oh, I see a smoke signal out there.
Okay, I see it too.
Yeah, well, my TGP's got it.
Now it shows up? I thought we had like 80 more miles to go on this.
We do, we got a good distance. It's, I want to say, yeah. We have quite a bit left to go.
I'm sorry, Everett.
No,
I didn't want to
you're fine,
interrupt you.
you're fine.
Mission
You're fine.
critical. I'm looking for ground to... Oh, there we go. We got a couple of tanks on the ground there, actually.
It should be tanks. We should be looking at mobile command centers, radar centers.
Oh, yeah, there we go. They look like tanks from this distance. Let me put a Maverick on them, actually. Bombs aren't going to work from this distance. Yep, I'll use the Maverick.
Okay.
Okay. Let's switch to Maverick.
Does that radar contact the ground? What? I have something on my RWR.
It could be me.
No, it's a SAM warning.
Overlord, in field 1-1. Request bogey dope. Enfield Glen 1. Overlord.
We're still good on the mix. Okay, so teenage boys just got out of high school.
Yeah, and I say boys because the military
Rifle.
is mostly men, but I mean it is a problem among women within the military as well, who they also have never been out of the house. They don't know how to conduct themselves. So it's a problem on all sides. But so that's one. Two, they're away from their families, or they're away from their significant others, spouses, or something like that. And I don't know whether it's an emotional thing, or they're not reading a person correctly.
Yeah, I'm going in.
Or not asking before doing something.
Right.
That's also another thing. And we see it a lot.
Yeah, two kills down there. Yes.
I'm sorry, you got 2 kills?
Yes.
Okay. Hang around this area, confirm there are no other targets.
Okay, I'll circle around. I'm gonna make a right here and swing around, put my TGP on the ground there and see what I can see.
Okay, roger that.
The device also dropping altitude as well, so
I'm with
I don't
you.
need to be so high.
Okay. I'm sorry, Everett.
Yeah, no, you're totally fine. You're totally fine. But yeah, like I said, like they're away from their families. Tensions are running high, emotions are running high, as I explained, like on a normal deployment. And I don't know whether it is they forget to ask consent or really what happens, but there's a communication error.
Going around to the left
next
here.
thing you know,
Circle
staff
around.
courage shore patrol are being called, and it's, you know,
Right.
it's unfortunate, definitely. Now, as for the cosplay community, and I can attest to this because I do wear revealing costumes a lot. I don't know. Some people seem to get the notion that cosplay is consent. We hear it all the time at conventions, and cosplayers will drill it into patrons' heads. Cosplay is not consent. You know, you have to ask me before you touch me, take a picture of me. I really hate people that just don't come up to me. They'll just randomly take pictures. Like, I'm more than happy to take a picture for someone. There's only a few times, like if you catch me at a really bad time, I need to go somewhere, I need to be somewhere, I have a panel to get to, or that I'm hosting, where I'll say, no, I really don't have time to get a picture, but hey, this is my business card. Hit me up on Instagram or something like that, and we'll get you that picture before the end of the day. I definitely have instances where I've been followed at conventions. I never go to conventions alone at all. I always have someone with me, just because it's a problem.
Yikes.
It's definitely a problem at conventions, and it's gotten better, but you know, there's still those instances, and I take following through a convention and all that stuff, and hiding around corners. I take that.
There is nothing left.
There's nothing left?
No, both of those targets are craters.
Okay,
They're on
we got
fire and they're not
kill.
functioning.
I just saw the smoke signal go out. Let's head north towards the airfield.
2 confirmed kills, actually. There are 2 command centers down there. 2 vehicles, I can't even tell what they are now. Which way are we on?
North.
North? Roger,
Yep.
I'm taking a left turn right now.
Bearing 000.
Yeah, I don't have the second
Actually,
waypoint.
believe my last. Bearing 020. Doing this the old-fashioned way.
Yeah, I don't have a second waypoint on my my systems here, so.
Okay.
020.
So Everett, you said the situation at cons was getting better. What do you think?
For sure. So, when I was at New York City Comic Con 2018, they actually had the posters for Cosplay is Not Consent. And for me as a cosplayer, it made just a poster kind of made me feel a little bit better, especially at like New York City Comic Con. It's so popular. There's so many people there. It's
Nails, 11 o'clock.
I got nails 11 o'clock. I'm sorry.
You're good. You're good.
Just switch,
Baldy, Buster South. Make all available haste. Due south. Get out of
south,
here.
roger. Alright, I got my countermeasures lined up as well.
Unable.
Damn it, Jester, you're useless.
Copy. I have a lock.
Weapons hot.
Target,
Your weapons
7
hot
miles,
at this
switching to
time.
force lock mode.
Roger. I should probably pop out. Sure, that's
Shit, I lock lock.
I'm not seeing the sidewinders on my loadout, actually.
MiG-28.
MiG-28! MiG-28's in the air!